Hi there, Mark P. Summers here. So in this video I am going to do something that one of my fellow users has requested me look into, and that is using OpenAI API to do different things inside the app. So I'm going to first of all make sure that we are using this as a mobile app, because I do want this to be available on a cell phone and not just on the web. Once I've created this app, I'm probably going to come back and create a web version of it so that it can be used on the web. And in most cases, you would actually start there, prove a concept and start with a web version. But because I know what I want this app to do kind of down the line, I'm going to go straight ahead and create it as a mobile app. And then we're going to type the prompt in here, and that prompt is going to be please create a simple mobile app that, and just as a note here, just by saying you want to create a mobile app does not make it a mobile app unless you select this mobile app from this toggle here. So just bear with that in mind when you're prompting. Please create a simple mobile app that will connect to OpenAI using my secret key, which I will give to you later. The app will allow the user to upload a photo of anything they like, and the AI will look at that photo and suggest what the photo is of and how to solve the problem depicted in the photo. For example, if I upload a photo of a broken window, the AI will look at the photo and suggest that the window is replaced by a glazier. For our MVP, we will only allow photo uploads, and in a later version we will allow video upload to analyze the problem and suggest a fix. Please create a user login for the app connected to Supabase, and also an admin area so that I can see registered users and when they last logged in or used the system. That probably will work for now. Let's just see what happens. So we're basically telling it we want what APIs we want to use. We're telling it that we're going to be uploading photos. We're telling it that we want a user login system, and we're not giving it any information about design. Oh, well, I'm going to put my normal prompt in there. My favorite color is heliotrope, which is hash 8811DD. Please use this as a main theme color for the app. Okay, so if you have branding, so you can upload logos and everything else at this point, but I just want to get this MVP of the OpenAI working. So let's go. I am going to get AI to create me a waiting for generation song to be written. And so in future videos, we'll just play we're waiting for the app to build song, why this is doing this. But it's already started to understand what I needed. It's creating the login and registering navigation on the landing page. In a minute, it's going to ask me to connect to Supabase. My account is already connected to Supabase, so all I'm going to need to do is tell it to create a new project within Supabase, and it will create the authentication system and everything all in the back end for me. I'm going to pause the video until it's got to the end and start it again, just so you're not having to wait. Okay, so it's just finishing off. Let's go through what it's been doing. It created the login screen with validation. It created the registration screen with password validation. It created the dashboard with the photo upload facility and analysis functionality. It is creating an admin dashboard with user management and statistics. It is adding the Expo image picker. This is the mobile-based solution. So when you click on add image, it opens up the, choose from the library, opens up the permissions basis for the photo library, either on the Android or your iPhone. Using Expo Image Picker is great because it works for both of those systems, and you don't have to worry about the little nuances of the iPhone image picker or the Android image picker, and it just does everything for you. And we're going to create a reusable photo uploader. The fact that it's reusable is pretty cool because we don't want it to have to recode it every time one person's uploaded. Then I don't know what that means. Create the AI analyzer component with the mock analysis. So this is going to spoof the fact that it's looked at the photo and come back with a mock analysis just so we can look at the look and feel of it. So right now, this isn't going to actually connect to OpenAI and do the analysis. It's going to probably come back, and even if I uploaded a picture of a hot dog, it's probably going to come back and tell me that the window is broken, because that's what I gave it as an example. All right, and what else did it do? Currently uses mock data for the MVP functionality. All screens follow the requested purple theme and provide a working foundation for the photo analysis. All right, brilliant. So right now we're not connected to Supabase, so our user that we sign up with is not going to go anywhere. But we can just test the functionality. That's kind of what it would do, and I'm presuming we could probably just log in as any user right now. Yeah, so this is just all a spoof. We're going to take a photo, and I'm just going to upload a photograph of this hedgehog. We're going to analyze it with AI, And yes, it looks like it's a damaged roof. Yeah, the hedgehog's got a damaged roof with missing shingles. Contact a roofing contractor for inspection and repair. Place buckets to catch water and check the attics for leaks. So this is a mock-up of what the app would do. Presumably, you can. Yeah, I guess this is one is going to be going to your camera app, and one is going to go to your gallery, so you can select an image. All right. So now what we want to do is tell it to make this real. Okay, we've got the kind of a minimal viable product. It effectively shows that it's pleasing to the eye. It's simple. There are no bells and whistles to it. It literally just does what we wanted it to do. And now what we're going to ask it to do is connect it to Supabase first, so that the user system works. So please connect to my Supabase so that the user login is ready for real data. All right. And so this should now come back and say, here we go. So these are all my other projects that I already have. So excuse me. We click on this create a new Supabase project, and it does all the work for me. So I don't have to worry about going in, creating a new project, finding the API key for that new project, and giving it the details. It's going to do that automatically. And so now it's reading its the app login code, which it originally had put the mock system in, so I could have logged in with anything. And now it's replacing that with the actual real Supabase system. While it's doing that, we're going to quickly log in to Supabase and go into my projects. And where is that? Where is that project? Okay, maybe it hasn't quite got that far yet. I'm going ahead of myself. Thinking ahead, it probably builds the project when it's building the app. So it's running the build process in the background, the deployment process, and during that deployment process, it will create the Supabase. So it doesn't look like it actually created the project for me, which is a little bit of a shame. I am going to get it to refresh my project list. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Oh, no, it did. It's right there in front of me. I apologize, Mr. Famous. Yes, no, it is there, and it's already created the user sessions table, the users, and the photo analysis here with the photo URL and everything else. Okay, so we should now be able to sign up. Okay, so we've got a username. Now this isn't working. Okay, and so this is where we start using our friendly screenshots, and we take a screenshot and we drag that screenshot into the window here and say the sign up process does not work. Pressing the sign up button does not create a user. Now, why this is doing this, we want to go and do something very important over in Supabase, and so it's going to analyze that. But over here in Supabase, we need to bear in mind that we've got user authentication on right now for the email. And so if we go into sign in providers and email, we want to switch off this confirm email. This is something we'll address later, and I actually addressed it in another video. But for testing and everything else, we don't want this confirm email switched on. So we've switched that off, and let's see how it's getting on. So it's now checking the Supabase. Okay, so now it has made some changes to the back end, and it's also created this admin user in the Supabase database. But what it didn't do is tell me what the password was. So I'm going to simply ask it, what is the password for the admin user you created? Let's see what it says. What I probably should have done is looked in the README file that it creates. Need to create a separately in the Supabase dashboard or through a registration process. Okay, it says it didn't create one, but it's lying. It did create one. But that's fine. We can actually register ourselves now. Hopefully it won't give us an error. As I said in a lot of my videos, you do need a few ounces, close to a pound, of patience with this. One, just simply the waiting of it, building the app, But let's remember that, just a few months ago, all of this wasn't possible, and it would take weeks and weeks for you to develop this yourself or send it to an app farm to be developed. And so let's bring that patience to the forefront while we're building these apps, and remember that we're breaking ground here with some amazing technology. Okay, so it's built the app again, so we're going to click on sign up and throw in a user, and it's given us an error. I like to read these errors as if I know what they're actually meaning, and I can't actually see what happens here. And so there's two ways of getting this to fix. One, we can just click the try to fix it button and it will send this code. But what I like to do is copy the error, especially if it's only one error, and say, while signing up a new user, I got this error. So that it knows where that error, what triggered that error, and it isn't just a, hey, I've got this error, now see if you can work out where it came from. We're actually giving it a little bit more information. I'd like to see in a future release of Famous a try to fix it and a try to fix it with note, so that you can then write that and not have to copy and paste it. It will do both. Hopefully Alex is watching this. So apparently the Supabase connection was using the wrong endpoint URL for that registration process, and now it's apparently fixed it. So let's wait for this app to build and we can test it one more time. I know most of you are waiting for me to get to the point where I actually connect it to OpenAI, which is the whole point of this video, and that will be coming very soon. I will add chapters to the description so that you can skip across bits. Like, now you tell me about the chapters. I've listened to you for 21 minutes and you tell me there's chapters. Here we go. So we're going to click the sign up button. We're going to put in a username and a password, and it says it's created the account, or it says it was creating the account but didn't redirect. So let's just go and see. Yeah, there we go. So it did create the account. So first of all, we want it to redirect to either a logged in page. I successfully created a user. However, the register page did not redirect to the app after registration. The user was added to Supabase, however. Alright, let's get that to do that. And while that's doing that, we want to go over to our user here, and we've got this is admin flag, and we can see that from the admin user that Famous didn't put there. It told me very adamantly it didn't put it there, but it did. We're going to take this and turn this into true as well, which means when I do eventually log in with this account, it will have admin privileges. You could also ask Famous to do that for you, but I always think that's using a prompt which could be used for a better purpose, because I can quickly edit a database myself. But if you are feeling lazy, you can say, please set markpsummers@mac.com user account to be admin, and it will then send the Supabase command over. But don't be moaning that your credits are disappearing if you do things like that. Okay, so now it's updating the app. So once you've registered, it's going to redirect you to the dashboard instead of the login. The user will now be automatically taken to the main app dashboard after creating their account successfully. So that's good. We'll just test it once it's done. And then once we've tested, we get to do the the OpenAI stuff, which I'm super excited about. Okay, so this has now rebuilt the app. We know that the sign up works, but what we haven't done is tested whether it now, once you sign up, it redirects you to the login page, which is what it said it had fixed, but it hasn't fixed that. So and let's tell it I successfully created a user. However, the register page still did not redirect to the app after registration. The user was added to Supabase, however. Please ensure that once the client registers in the app, they are redirected into their Okay, before I send that though, I am going to go test the login side of things and log in with the markpsummers@mac.com address, and there I see there are 2 users. Oh, what this has done is it's redirected me to the admin page because I'm an admin. There's 1 active user in the system. That's kind of cool. 3 new users this week. So I didn't ask it to do any of this kind of statistical stuff, but it's done that automatically anyway. And then these are our 2 users. What I'm going to do before I press this command, while the app's still working, is I'm going to go ahead and change this user back to false. So it's no longer an admin user. Just so I can see whether or where once a normal user, not an admin user, logs in, where it goes. Okay, great. So it's going to the app. So we just need to fix this, the redirect on registration part. But let's give it 2 commands at the same time. Please also set up the OpenAI connection. I will give you my secret key when you are ready. That way we can start testing the real photo analysis. I think that's about right. Oh no, apparently it's not. There we go. Alright, so we'll let that do its thing. It's hopefully going to do 2 things. It's going to fix the registration process so it goes directly into the dashboard, and also it's going to start setting up the OpenAI stuff. While it's doing that, actually, I'll talk about the OpenAI stuff. I've got a couple of things I want to tell it before it does the OpenAI stuff. I want to make sure that the key isn't exposed to the front end in any way whatsoever, and that we want it to create a back-end proxy so that it handles the app requests, and that way we're protecting the key and we're protecting everything else. And then here is the key. If you want to write that down, it's not going to work anymore because as soon as this video is finished, I'm going to be deleting that key and putting another one in. Sorry, I love you all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing and all that, but you're still not having my OpenAI key. Alright, see how it's fixed the registration redirect issue by removing the alert dialog that was blocking the automatic navigation. Set up OpenAI integration by creating a Supabase edge function, analyze photo. So these edge functions are small little programs, I guess is for the best word, that sit on Supabase that work with the integration. So when I did the Go High Level connection, it created a little edge app that sits on Supabase, and that does all of the work. It's going to use ChatGPT 4 Vision API and the updated instead of mock data. The app is now ready for the OpenAI key configuration. Okay, so it's once it's finished building this, it's going to ask me for my key. So let's grab that. Ready for it. My OpenAI API key is boom. Alright, but before we do that, let's just sign up one more user. Okay, perfect. Now that redirected to the right place, just as we expected. And let's go back to Supabase here, and we can see that new users has popped in there too. But what we're going to do is change this to true, and so that we can log in as an admin as well. So let's log out and log in as the admin user. And then let's put here, when an admin user logs in, they only see the admin dashboard. Please give them a link to the client dashboard so they can use the app features as well. Alright, we'll let that do its thing. I'm going to pause it while it builds so we're saving your time. Sure, I want your watching minutes, but I know watching paint dry is pretty boring, so I'm going to pause this. Okay, so it's rebuilt the app, and we're now going to log back in as our admin user to see whether it's yes, and it's done that. It's added a client dashboard page. We're then going to upload a photo, and it looks like that photo doesn't actually upload, it just gives us a white space. Let's test the analyze with AI, and that gives us an error. So we're going to use our words and say the admin link to the client area is working great. Thank you. And let's be polite to our bot here who's doing all our work for us. When I upload a photo, a white space appears. See screenshot. It doesn't seem to actually upload the photo. Ready for analysis. Oh, I still can't spell that. Gonna have to use a different word, I think. Upload the photo, ready for analysis. Here is the error we get on the page when attempting to analyze the, it's with a Z, analyze the blank photo. And then boom, and then we're going to take a screenshot of this area with the blank space so it knows exactly what we're talking about, and we're going to add that screenshot to our message. So we're giving it as much information as my mum would say. We're using our words to explain what our issue is, and let's see how it gets on. Okay, so I've been paused for a little bit, and the reason for that is it was throwing some different errors, and you didn't need me to see me fixing excuse me, those errors. So I want to show you where we got to. So the first thing it did, it was throwing an error. It wasn't analyzing the photograph, and the reason it wasn't analyzing the photograph is because I hadn't actually topped up my OpenAI account, and so although it wasn't showing me nice error messages, I was presuming that something else was wrong, and so it was actually a pretty simple fix. The API key is now stored in the back end. It's secured behind the Supabase Edge component. And so yeah, let's go ahead and see what this now does. So just to backtrack, this is a Famous.AI mobile app created with a connection to Supabase and a connection to OpenAI through an edge component in Supabase. It is using the OpenAI API, and it has a admin login and a client login. When I log in as the admin login, it tells me what's going on and who's already signed up. Then I can go into the client login. If I was just a client, it takes me directly to the client login. It's then going to ask me on a phone, it's going to ask me to take a photograph, but I'm on my laptop obviously at the moment. So when I click on this, it just asks me to upload a picture. And so we are going to upload a picture of a broken window. Now, I'm very dedicated to creating you the very best pictures, the very best apps and the very best training for Famous.ai that I can. And so the other reason why I was paused for some time is I had to go outside, smash one of my windows, and take a photograph so that I could test this. So I hope you understand the dedication that I'm putting to making this work. All right, so we're going to go ahead and find the problems. Now, this is taking a little while, and I think if I was actually making this as a production app, I would have it. Oh, well, that was actually really quick. I would have it having, some form of, those messages where you get like it's winding the hamsters up and it's cleaning out the dust from the cooling fan or whatever. I would have it constantly changing that message as it was going through. And so here we go. So it's looked at the error, the photo, and it said it's found a broken window. The window has a significant crack or shatter in its glass. It's suggesting the step-by-step is to gather the materials, use safety gloves, use safety goggles, and then it goes on with everything that you would need to know about replacing a window and when to call a professionals versus DIY. For me, it's always call a professional because I cannot even hang a picture. So, hey, I can build apps in 10 seconds, but I can't hang a picture. So there we go. That's one little example of uploading an app using OpenAI uploading a photo using AI to investigate that photo. Now we're going to just upload another photo, and this one I had to break my tap so that it leaked, and we're going to see what it sees of this photo. And as you can see, these photos aren't necessarily like the clearest. Like having a photograph of a problem, especially when the problem's moving like a dripping tap, it's hard to do that. And I think, later on this could be developed to, taking a 10-second video or something like that of the issue and analyzing the video. But for now, we've proved the concept. Okay, so here we go. It's found the answer. It's a leaking faucet, and here's the clear description and step-by-step solution, safety considerations, estimated difficulty, and then when to call a professional versus DIY. And so I haven't told it to use this format, but it's created this format out of the specification of, hey, I want you to, I think further here, I gave it some tips as to, where is it? Somewhere I gave it some tips as to what okay, so the first time I ran this, it actually just analyzed the photograph and suggested that the lighting should be better and the composition wasn't quite right. And so I had to explain to it that I wasn't looking for photographic techniques, I was looking for everything else. So this is what I put. The photo analysis should not be from a photography point of view, but from what the problem is, or what the problem I see point of view. Whether that be a dripping tap or a broken window, blah, 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 blah. So, I won't read the rest of it because it will let you know what the next image I'm going to do. So then, this was actually the first image that I did. It was the nearest thing I had to me before I went off and broke my windows and made my tap leak. And it's an empty bag of Skittles. And so what I was expecting it to say is, you need to go to the candy store because your bag of Skittles is empty. Let's see if it gives a different answer this time. But the first time I ran this, it actually said that the empty bag of Skittles is a clutter hazard and it could make my house untidy and so forth. So, okay, based on the image provided, there are limited practical problems identified, mainly considering the context of the content shown. A packet of Skittles and items around it, so potential safety hazard description of the problem. The packet of Skittles appears to be partially torn, and a torn bag can lead to contamination of the candy. So, I mean, give it its dues. It's gone off and found a problem from an empty packet of Skittles. Do I need to call a professional? The situation can be handled easily by the individual. That's good. That's good. I'm glad I don't need to call, Willy Wonka as the professional candy fixer. Anyway, I think I have rambled on enough in creating this video on how to connect OpenAI with Famous. I think I proved that not only can you connect OpenAI with Famous, but you can also do some really cool stuff, such as photo analytics, etc. And so with this, creating the app, thinking of the idea, connecting OpenAI, the possibilities are truly endless. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, and you're still awake, please like, subscribe, do all the things, and help support my channel. Thank you so much.